Hello everyone, welcome to a sketchbook tour. It's been about a year since I did one of these, and if you watched my last video on this channel, you'll recognize this sketchbook, because it's the one that I started in my most recent video, which I posted like a year ago, I think. So, it's finally done. It's very chunky, and I'm just going to be going through it today, so let's just get started. If you want to know where the stickers are from, check out my last video because that's where I did all of the decoration and stuff like that. So yeah, and the sketchbook is a Your Sunshine sketchbook, or it's something like that. I don't remember exactly, but I got it on Amazon for like $6, I want to say. So yeah, it's just a regular journal that I used as a sketchbook. Here are the nails. I did them a couple days ago. They took me a long time, but I think they're really cute. And let's just get into the sketchbook. Also, content warning, I draw like horror stuff, so there's blood, body horror, gore, nudity, stuff like that, so fair warning. But anyways, sketchbook number 9. Again, if you want to see me do this page, I have it on my last video. So not much to say about this page, but yeah, it took me a year and some change to finish, which isn't ideal. I usually like to finish sketchbooks in like 3 to 6 months, but this time it took me a while because I was like insanely busy with a bunch of stuff, and I had like bad art block multiple times throughout the year. But we did it anyway. So, this is just my OC ivory. And then we got some random figures. Gymnastics sticker I found on a ski lift. Vanny, this was for my 2025 calendar challenge. I have some shorts or like TikToks about it if you want to see me do that. I think I have TikToks of Baby and Roxy, but I don't think I filmed any of the other characters. But basically I had a Help Wanted 2 calendar, and each month had a different character for the artwork. So I decided each month I would draw the character that corresponded with the month on the calendar. So April was Vanny. I think I used like alcohol-based markers and acrylic markers. And then I actually still really like this page. I don't know what it is about it. I think it's just like the geometric shapes. I don't know. But at this time, it was my last semester of high school, so a year ago, and at this time, I was replaying a lot of Wii games, and Super Paper Mario was like one of my favorite games growing up. It still is one of my favorites, so I replayed it, and I got to the Mimi boss. Is that her name, Mimi? I think. But yeah, I thought she was cute, so I drew her. And then Ivory up here. And I forget the YouTuber that did this music video. If you know, you know, but there's this music video, Minecraft music video. I think it was like Girls Know How to Fight or something like that was the name of the song, or one of the lyrics. I don't remember, but I remember loving this song as a kid, so I drew her. Because I saw some people on Instagram drawing her, and I thought she would look cute in my style. And then more Wii stuff. This was also a character from Super Paper Mario. I don't remember her name, but she was just like a cunty secretary, so I really wanted to draw her. And then this was my me Goodwill tag, DJ Pond 3. And then I'm not a huge fan of this page. I think this was my first time using like Mod Podge on an entire page. And I definitely did not apply it right, so it got all like crinkly and cracked and stuck together. But just some graphite sketches. I think these 3 were originally supposed to be me, even though it doesn't really look like me, but yeah. And then Ivory and Ivory with some anatomical hearts and stuff. And then this page, I think I did it at my art club back in high school. I honestly forget that I was a part of an art club in high school. But yeah, I think we had like weekly challenges or something like that where we had to do like a prompt or a 2 to 3 color challenge. So these were my 2 colors, and I just drew some birds and stuff. And then this was me trying to figure out like a different hairstyle for my character Ivory. I didn't end up going with any of it. I ended up staying with her regular low side pony because I think it just fits her the best. But yeah. Ivory again with one of the hairstyles that I was thinking of. And then it was Easter 2025, so I drew Bonnie holding a peep. Ivory again. This was back when I was figuring out her mutated form, but I ended up scrapping the idea and she no longer has like a mutated form or whatever. But yeah, and then Poopy Buns. My family has this label maker that my brother was messing around with, and he was just making bullshit labels and giving them to me. Ivory again, figuring out her outfit, little flippy thing. And then we have Keith. This is actually a redraw that I did of a drawing that I did in sketchbook 7, I want to say. Yeah, 7, but I never showed that sketchbook, so I just drew Keith again in this pose where he's eating a banana. Which, by the way, all of my poses come from Pinterest, Pose Maniacs, Line of Action, and sometimes like social media here and there, but those are my main places that I get poses. So this one was from Pinterest, and I'm pretty sure it's a popular image on Pinterest. Wine voucher, I don't even remember how I got this. And then cigarette candy. And then Lance, his body's a little wonky, so... But this I got from a sketchbook, like the packaging of a sketchbook, and it reminded me of Lance, so I drew him. And then this is just some horror drawings, I guess. I think I originally wanted these to be like a self-portrait, but then I just quickly divulged into making it something completely different. I remember really liking this page when I first did it. I still do like it. I like this part of her back for some reason, just like the skin folds and stuff. But yeah, and then, oh yeah, I did this with a multi-ballpoint pen, by the way. And then some sketches of my OC Prioli. I like this pose, but the rest are just okay. And a pomegranate. Yeah, and then it was my birthday, my 18th birthday. So I drew myself eating cake, and then me as a bull because I'm a Taurus. I did these with mild liners and like a... Okay, so my phone abruptly cut off, so I don't know where I left off, but yeah, birthday drawings. And then mild liner sketches of some anime girls in the like shoujo manga art style. Pen sketches of strawberries, and then I was watching a lot of anime at this time, so I had just watched Apothecary Diaries, so Mao Mao. And then Ivory, Jinshi. I like this drawing, I think he looks cute here. And then it was like May of last year, so I really wanted to graduate. More anime drawings. I watched Dorohedoro around the same time, and I forget their names to be honest, but I remember really liking them. So I drew them, and I think season 2 just came out, so let me know if it's good. I'll probably watch it anyway, but yeah. And then more anime stuff. Mao Mao again. I think this one's cute, a little cute doodle. And then I watched Mononoke around the same time, and I love Mononoke. I love Kusuriuri, so I drew him here. And then it was prom. Yeah, this drawing's a little goofy. I think I did it like right when I got back home, because I left early because I got bored. And then for May it was Carney. It's kind of splitting in the middle here. Not gonna lie, I was kind of bummed that Carney was the May character, because it's my birth month, and I was like, really, it's Carney? Who cares about Carney? Sorry if you're a Carney fan, but I just don't really care for him. He doesn't do much, you know what I mean? And then Ivory, again, little Kusuriuri. And then I had art block during this time, so I was just doing like pen sketches and shit. I like this one, but these ones are kind of meh. Ivory in a bunny suit and a transparent sticky note. I love these. You can get them at the dollar store, so I get like packs of them to doodle with. And then I watched Castlevania, the Netflix one, and I really liked Alucard, of course. Another pomegranate. And I think right after I watched Castlevania, I wanted to make a vampire OC of my own, because I really like those, like, mythological characters, because I have a mermaid OC and, like, werewolf OCs and stuff like that, but I never made a vampire one. So I made Alva, because I wanted, like, a androgynous, regal vampire character. So yeah. And then it was graduation, my high school graduation. I got Chipotle afterwards and some lemonade. My brother's college graduation was around the same time, so we went to Hot Pot and they gave us the little candies afterwards. Profile picture, thumbnail. And then for June it was Roxy. Love Roxy. And I made a TikTok about this one. Some Poppy Playtime stickers. Pete the cat. And then Alva in a bikini. Business card. Alva again. I got kind of obsessed with drawing Alva. So I drew her several times in the sketchbook. And I like this one a lot. I like her hand. The like clawed fingers. And she's shirtless, so that's nice. And then Alva again. Doing like a Gyaru pose. In lyrics to First Taste by Fiona Apple. This was a sticky note I found in like my sophomore notebook, school notebook. And I thought it was funny because I found it like years later and I was like, what's that doing in there? So I just put it in here. St. John Drowning reference. Precure. To be honest, I'm kind of a fake fan. I watched Precure when I was younger, but I literally don't know anything about the fandom anymore. But I wanted to draw, is it Lucky? I think the pink one is Lucky. And then Jinchi and Mao Mao. Very cute. Anyways, doodle page with a fountain pen. I usually do these when I'm art blocked and I want to draw something, but I can't draw something, so I just doodle. I like this clown a lot. I think he's really cute. And funky looking Alva and random girl. And then, is this a ram or a goat? I'm kind of stupid. And I just drew a random animal I found off of Pinterest. And then Alva again, but like younger Alva, and I gave her a split tongue. My boba order. And then this is some personal information, so I just slapped a sticky note on it. Here's me, because, oh yeah, this is when I dyed half of my hair pink. So, which I want to dye my hair pink again really badly. A bowl. Keith. Juicy Couture wallet that I bought. And then Trader Joe's candles. They have the best candles. Every time I go to Trader Joe's, I get a candle. Anyways. And then for July, it was Baby, Circus Baby. And I ended up making Circus Baby on my Tomodachi island. And I think she looks so cute. I used to be obsessed with Circus Baby. Alva. And then Keith. And then Alva again. This is how I wish to, like, always draw her. Because she looks so, like, perfectly androgynous, in my opinion. Like, she looks masculine in the face, kind of. But still has the long hair and, like, the feminine body and stuff. Love her. Stalker slip. And then personal thing on this page. So I'm not showing it. And then this drawing was based off of a bracelet that I had. Well, not had, I still have it, but it's like a bunny charm with a carrot with a rhinestone in it. So I drew that here, very cute. And then I went to a arts festival and got some stickers and stuff. I don't know what this was, but her torso got exploded or something. And I put so many of these in this sketchbook. They're rice candy. Every time I go to like the Asian food market, I get rice candy because I love the sticker that comes inside. And then this was me planning out a sculpture for my visual arts class. I'll throw it up here. It's on my Instagram too, but we had to create a sculpture out of like stuff we have in our house, like household items. And I own a bunch of nail extensions, so I made a bunch of flowers out of nail extensions. And yeah, Sumiko Garashi McDonald's collab from when I went to Japan, Namune candy, and then this is an OC idea that I had. I haven't done anything with this character yet, but I might do something with her, I don't know. And then boba order again. This is my go-to brown sugar roasted oolong milk tea. It's so good. And then this was the halfway point, page 62. You can tell this is when I did in fact lock in, because look at how much bulkier it gets in the second half compared to the first. But yeah, it had already been like 6 months, I think, at this point, and I was like, I was over this sketchbook, but I was like, you know what, I want to finish it anyway, because every time I get to the point where I'm like over a sketchbook, I just drop it, and I didn't want to do that with this one because I didn't want to give myself like the instant gratification of starting a new sketchbook. So I locked in and continued on, but this was my me encouraging me. Blonde Blazer, this is when Dispatch came out, and I liked Blonde Blazer from the start. I know a lot of people liked Invisigal, which fine, but I liked Blonde Blazer, and a lot of people hated on her. This was a random drawing that I did, and it ended up inspiring my final art project for my visual arts class, and I recently made stickers also with the same idea. And guess what? My phone shat the bed again, so I think I left off on this page, but I'm not entirely sure. This is my OC, Unknown. She doesn't have a name, so I just keep calling her Unknown. And then planning out a project for my art class. Hate this drawing, but it's of Alva. All of Alva, I was just doodling her. Yeah. And then this was a sticker idea that I've had for a long time. Instead of Baja Blast, it's Blahaj Blast. I don't know if I'm gonna do it. I might in the future. I don't know. And then Freehanded Pen Sketches. I don't know who this is, by the way. I think I picked it up at a service area in Japan, and I just slapped it in there. Another pen sketch and random gore drawing. I think I was inspired originally by that one scene in Mononoke where he has the Hino Hino Moheji face, and I've seen a lot of other Japanese artists do that where they put like the kanji or hiragana as their face. So I put haha, like the onomatopoeia for laughing, but I later realized that haha also means mother, which wasn't my intention, but you know, interpret it how you want to. And then season 2 of Has Been came out. I'm an avid hate watcher, I'm not gonna lie. I really don't like the writing in the second season, or the first season, to be frank, but like the second season was just, oh my god. But my favorite song was Losing Streak, so I drew Angel and Drag because we've been waiting for it. And I remember really liking the sketch of this, and then I colored it with colored pencils, and I should have known better because colored pencils really don't look good on this paper, but you know, it's whatever. And then Serpentious, because you know, why the hell not? And this, what happened this day? I think, oh yeah, I was at work. I worked as a cashier, by the way, for all of like first semester of college, and it was like November or some shit like that, and I had my worst day at work because I was just dealing with some bullshit customers and a bullshit manager, and we had to do like the would you like to donate a toy to families in need and shit like that, right? And I was so tired at the end of the day. And then guess what? I got sick immediately after. I got like horribly ill, and it was terrible. So this is me rotting in bed while I was sick. And while I was sick, I did the Sienna trend, and this was me like picking out the characters that I like. The stars is next to the people that I actually did draw, but yeah. and then the lyrics and which character corresponds with it. It's up on Shorts and TikTok. Anyway, and the next couple pages, yeah, like next 3-4 pages. So I went to Japan in December through January. So I like barely drew during that time. And when I got back, I had really terrible art blocks. So the next couple pages are just kind of doo-doo. But, you know, I didn't want to dwell too hard on them. So I just left them as is and didn't cover them up or anything like that. But yeah. So this page, I think I did these 3 later when I got back from Japan, but I did these at the hotel, and I watched The Bad Guys, the 2 movies that are out on the plane, and I really like Diane because she's a bad bitch, so I drew her. Alistair, this I think I drew before I went to Japan, while I was sick still, because I was sick like right up until I went to Japan. It was like the week before I went to Japan is when I got sick. So yeah, little like redesign kind of a thing. I wanted him to have like a bullet hole scar through his forehead as like a permanent reminder of how he died, and then I wanted him to have like a voice box thing in his throat because he's, the radio demon, so like his voice comes from that radio thing. And that's like his weak spot, and if you cover it up then he can't speak, and I don't know. I didn't do anything with it, but the idea was there. And then I did these in Japan with some pens that I bought in Japan. She looks kind of wonky in this one, but yeah. And then while I was in Japan, I started my second semester, so I didn't bring my like school notebook with, so I just wrote down my to-do list in this sketchbook. The classes I was taking, and then it was around Setsubun, I want to say, which is the holiday where they have the tradition of throwing soybeans at oni, or like demons. And at the grocery store, if you bought like soybean snacks or like peanut snacks and shit, you would get this mask of this oni girl. So my mom got like a peanut and sardine snack, and I got the mask that came with it. So I drew her while I was on the Shinkansen because our rental car's bumper fell clean off. And this is when I got back from Japan and locked in with my sketchbook. So some angsty bullshit. And then Alva. I really like the colors on these pages, like this blue and green and gray, like dark muted earthy colors. I think it looks really nice. And then right when I got back from Japan, I had really bad art block because I didn't draw consistently for like a month and a half. So I was just doodling. I could only draw in 3/4 quarter view. And this was a thumbnail for my digital drawing class because we had to do a comic. And then it was Valentine's Day. So I drew Alva doing the little heart hands. And here's some brushes. Some Baymax brushes that I got from Don Quixote. And this was the original drawing that I did of Alva. I originally wanted her to like be puckering her lips through the heart, like holding it up to her mouth, but I couldn't get it right, so I just drew the hands on a different piece of paper, cut it out, and slapped it on there. Anyway, this is the first time I drew Micah in this sketchbook. He's another one of my OCs in the same universe as Ivory, so drew him here. And I was eating a lot of Dove chocolates at this time, so I would save the wrappers, and I thought making it a text bubble would be kind of funny because it's like oddly suggestive. And then more Nabune candy. I like this flippy thing. Micah, a glue pen. And then here's Alva again. I did this drawing actually a while back when I did a drawing of Hikaru from The Summer Hikaru Died, and I wanted to draw like that gloopy alien shit that comes out of him, but do that with Alva instead. So yeah, and then I saw Iron Lung. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. I need to watch more like horror movies in theater because that was like my, well, I watched the FNAF movie in theaters, but would you count that as like a horror movie really? Like I guess it is by definition, but it's not very scary. So this was like my first actual horror movie that I saw in a theater, and I should see more because it was fun. Then I bought some stickers from this shop on Etsy, Sugar Cloud stickers. Alba again. I got a new water bottle. Yeah. And then back to the Help Wanted 2 calendar thing. So, because I had so much shit going on for like a couple months, I didn't get to do the drawings on time. So I actually did these in February of 2026. And I just drew the months that I didn't do. So August, September, October, November, and December. So we got Funtime Chica, Pirate Foxy, Glamrock Freddy. I actually did draw this during October, but I only just got to putting it in here. And then Glamrock Chica and Moondrop. And you can tell I got lazy because I only drew his face. Keith again, and lyrics to Be Real by, I forget the artist's name, but yeah. And then Alva, and I wanted to draw her in one of those cross tops, which I think is in Dress to Impress, by the way. I don't know. I found it on Pinterest, and then I saw people in the comments being like, oh, it's the Dress to Impress top. And this was like a foam thing that came with a lamp that I bought. It's like the non-slip sticky things that you put on the bottom of the lamp. And I kept the excess foam. Lyrics, I think to, what's the song called? Heavy Metal Lover by Lady Gaga. I think that's the song. Yeah. Coal Owl, I got one of their keychains. I got this one when I was in Japan. I love gacha machines, and I especially love like the artist ones. And then a Karomi tag from a t-shirt I bought a while ago. And Alva again, but I drew her in like a latex gloves and mask, because at this time, for some reason, I kept getting fetish gear on like my Instagram and my Pinterest. And a lot of artists that I follow also do like fetish gear artwork, and I thought that it looked really cool, so I drew Alva in it. And Alva again, I really don't like this drawing because she looks pretty goofy, but I just wanted to draw her with a clothespin on her tongue, which I'll probably redo that another time because, yeah, I don't like how it turned out in that one. And then a little charm that I sewed on. I really love doing this. It's in my other sketchbook too, my last sketchbook. I only did it once in the sketchbook because it was kind of hard to do it with how thick it is, but yeah, some black thread. And then this charm I found on the ground at a zoo because it was like a week after Halloween or something like that, and Halloween decorations and stuff were still up, but I found this like wedged in the ground, and it was a part of an earring, so I just took it with me. Probably not hygienic, but I don't care. And then Timothy Timepiece, it's like smudging with the other page, but I drew this a while ago actually when Date Everything came out, and I only just got around to putting it in here. But yeah, and then the background is a pad wrapper because I thought it was pretty. And then some cat scrapbook page with stuff that I bought, card ass. Here's another one of my OCs, Tegan. She's one of my like furry hyena girls, and I haven't drawn her consistently, and this is my like first time drawing her in this sketchbook, but I think she looks pretty cute. And then just other pink packaging because her main colors are pink and brown. Flippy thing. And then I had art block again, and when I have art block, I just doodle and I draw Keith. So I drew him here, and I was thinking about like where my obsession with Keith came from. I don't even know, but I love him. Some pink like slips of paper, and Alva again, but like younger Alva. Unknown. I'm not a huge fan of this drawing, but you know, it's there. Ivory and Micah. And I did that, the Roblox face thing. I forget the name of the faces, but it's like the unsettling face and the are you serious face or something like that. I don't remember. But I did it with them because that's very much their dynamic. I imagine when they first met, Micah thought that Ivory was crazy. Is like, that's what I think. Anyway, random TV head. Not a huge fan of this drawing. And then Polaroid pictures of my lady OCs. So Alva, Unknown, Ivory, and Tegan. And then I drew Stolas because there was a period of time where I was drawing him in like every sketchbook. Well, not every sketchbook, but like I was drawing him consistently. And so I wanted to draw him again, but like in a different look. Drew him in more of a uncanny owl form. Ivory, again. I drew her in a Virgin Killer sweater. Is it Virgin Killer or Virgin Slayer? I can never remember, but I completely forgot about this style of sweater. It used to be like super popular in like animation meme YouTube, I feel. And I forgot about it until I saw an artist that I like on Instagram drew their OC in it. So I drew my OC in it. So she's smoking. She doesn't actually smoke, but I thought it'd look interesting. Or maybe she does smoke. I don't know if I want to make that a part of her character though. And then it was my 19th birthday. So birthday card from my grandparents. And then Taurus drawing again. Even though I like the other one that I did more. I don't know. I think it looks okay, but I like my other one more. So yeah, birthday stuff. It was free comic book day. My birthday is free comic book day, so I went to a comic book shop and then went to Mall of America to do shopping. And I really wanted to buy like a fancy perfume that day, so I went to Ulta and I was like bombarded by samples, like perfume samples from the employees. Like I had 2 different employees pulling me in 2 different directions, giving me like 5 samples at a time. It was crazy. So by the end of the day, I had so many samples in my purse. So I just taped one in here. And I also went to Victoria's Secret, and that's where I actually got a bottle of perfume. The Pop Mart, I had never been to the Pop Mart in Mall of America because I think it only opened recently. So I got the My Little Pony and Skull Panda collection. It's so cute. And I got Fluttershy, which I originally wanted Rarity or Pinkie Pie. But I mean, Fluttershy is cute too. She's grown on me. She's really cute, but yeah. And this was the free gift that I got at Ulta. This was the eyeliner I was wearing. My nails fell off at the end of the day. These gemstones I was wearing around my eyes. So yeah. Then here's another character that I haven't done much with, but I probably will in the future. But her name's Monica. She's a cutie. I wanted to draw her in one of those cut up tops. This was the perfume that I got on my birthday. Bombshell Passion. I really liked the color of the packaging, so I kept it. And this perfume smells so good. It's cassis, peony, and rose. And I love cassis. And it layers really well with the EOS Fresh and Cozy lotion, because that also has cassis in it. But yeah, anyway. Micah, shirtless. Yeah. And then Unknown again. I actually did these drawings a while back, like before I did. Well, I'm not gonna look for the page, but the drawings that I have previously in the sketchbook of her were done after I did these drawings. These were like the first drawings that I did of her, and I only just now put it in the sketchbook. But yeah, maybe I'll do a video on my OCs someday, but not anytime soon probably. And then a service area stamp. And this page is kind of sad, so, or at least like the story behind it is sad, so I guess content warning for death of a family member and grief. But my grandpa passed away recently, And I've been like processing it, of course, and it's been kind of jarring because I didn't know him that well, but he was still like a really important part of my life. So I drew some tigers because I associate him with tigers, and this is how I would like doodle him when I would stay at his home. And these were the last words that I said to him: "O genki de, ja mata," which means like take care, see you later. And then some wax seals because I bought a wax seal, not kit, but like wax seal stuff from Daiso, so I put that in there. And then on a happier note, I started playing Tomodachi Life, the newest one. I always wanted to play Tomodachi Life, the one on the 3DS, because I would watch like Dan TDM play it when I was younger, but I didn't have a 3DS and I couldn't afford Tomodachi Life, so I never played it. But I got Living the Dream, and it's my favorite game. I've been like binge playing it, and I made myself, of course, and Alva, my OC, and they fell in love. They're married now, which is very cute. And then lyrics to More by, I forget her name, but I'll put it there. And then Lance, I made Lance and Keith on my Tomodachi Island as well. And Keith was actually the second person that I made. I made myself first and then Keith, and she actually ended up falling in love with Keith, and I quickly steered her in a different direction because I wanted Lance and Keith to get together. So me ended up getting together with Alva, but then Keith and Lance didn't end up getting together because Lance did fall in love with Keith, but Keith rejected him and went for Chica because I made Chica and Freddy, and Chica intercepted his confession, and Keith ended up marrying Chica. It's drama. But when he was depressed after being rejected, I gave him boba, and he ended up absolutely loving it. So I drew him drinking boba. He just liked me for real. More Tomodachi Life stuff. I made Kasane Teto and Hatsune Miku, and I had this song stuck in my head for like a week, so had to draw her singing it. And then this meme, I drew her instead of it, and she's got like the Ebenezer Scrooge ass outfit on. And then freshman year was over of college. My freshman year was over, so I was just reflecting on it. Unknown again, and a business card. I don't know the artist of it, but it's really cute. And then just a swatch page for everything. And the last page, it's just some like business cards and thank you cards from artists that I've bought from. So this one is Cerulean Den. Their stickers are really cute. I got one of their like Oopsie sticker packs because I love Oopsie sticker packs. I bought one of their Silent Hill F stickers too, which is really cute. And then this artist, Tatsuchi, I think is their name. It was my first time buying anything on TikTok Shop, but I think they have an Etsy too. And I bought some of their stickers, very cute. I won a beanie from the Japanese American Society because I went to one of their events online. And yeah, I have this pocket. It has a bunch of stuff in it, but I'll probably take it out and put it in my next one. And yeah, this bow, by the way, was from Easter from a chocolate bunny. So that's it. It's splitting in the back. I think it's one of my like chunkiest sketchbooks that I've had. But yeah, now it's time for my new sketchbook, which I started yesterday. Here it is. I don't know the brand name. It was literally just called Marker Pad on the tag. But yeah, I can already tell the cover and the back are gonna piss me off though, because they are already dirty, and I opened it yesterday. So, because it's just regular like cardstock paper, it's not like a hardcover. But yeah. So, Sketchbook 10 started yesterday. I'm excited for this one because it's marker paper, so I can actually use like Copics and stuff like that. But yeah, so that's the end of the sketchbook tour. If you got this far, thank you for watching. I'll probably make a TikTok of me starting this sketchbook. I haven't decorated the cover yet because I have some more stickers coming in the mail in a little bit, so holding off on decorating it, but I filmed myself doing this front cover page, so I might make a TikTok about that. In that case, it probably will be out by the time that I upload this video, but yeah, just keep an eye out, I guess. So if you got this far, thank you. Please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.